Lord Tremendous here. Got yet another battle report here for you. Number 91. This is a pre-Shiloh GT battle. It was on Shiloh Eve, if you will. Yeah, me and my team, Six Vicious, don't ask, drove down to, or drove up, I guess, to Arkansas to play in the Shiloh GT, and we went over to their local store because I wanted to play and check out the local store. I thought it's kind of neat to see stuff like that. And while we were looking around having a good time, one of the guys there wanted to play a game. His name was Aaron Chapman, and if I'm not supposed to say your name, dude, I'm sorry, the cops are after you. I apologize. But if there's any kind of a finder's fee or reward for your capture, I cannot wait to spend it on more models. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to probably get beat up if I ever see him again, but hey, whatever. But it was just an impromptu game. We played our Shiloh list. It was a 2,500 point battle. Lord Tremendous, that's me, the Warriors Chaos, versus Belagon, the Anointed of the High Elves. He had a name on his character sheet. I don't believe this is a special character or anything like that, so he put it on his character sheet. I'm going to say what it is. Here's my list. It was my Shiloh 2014 army list. Feel free to fast forward if you've seen the last 15 or so of my army or my battle reports. I have my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. He's got the Marquezine. She's level 3 wizard. He's got the Chaos Armor, Charm Shield, Dragon Mage Gem, other tricks of shards, Soul Feeder, Scaled Skin, Flaming Breath, Laura Metal. My hero choices are my Exalted Hero, Catalyst, the Keeper of the Colors. He's got the Marquezine. She's my BSB. He's got a Halberd, Chaos Steed, Helm of Many Eyes, and a Dawnstone. I've got my Exalted Hero, Berserk. He's got the Mark of Corn, an extra hand weapon, Luckstone, Dragon Helm, and the Crown of Command. And last but not least is my Chaos Sorcerer, Saval, the Mercenary of Chaos. He's got the Marquezine. She's a level 2 wizard. He's on a demonic mount, Pack Hog. He's got the Warrior Bane, Enchanted Shield, Skullagatom, Talisman of Protection, and the Laura Zinch. My core choices were 5 Chaos Warhounds with Scaled Skin, 23 Chaos Warriors, Blood Tide with Mark of Corn, Full Command, Halberds, and a Banner of Fury. And, of course, my Chariot, the Vessel of Change, with the Mark of Zinch. My special choices were 5 Chaos Knights, the Teeth of Zinch, with the Mark of Zinch, and Sorcerer Weapons, Banner Musician, Standard of Discipline. And my rare choices were my 3x Skull Crushers, Korn's Wrath, with Banner Musician, Lances, Banner of Swiftness, and the one, the only, the Mutalith Vortex. Gotta love the beast. There's my opponent's army and his list. He had an Anointed Belagon with an Ogre Blade, Enchanted Shield, Dawnstone, and Kang's Ring of Fury. He also had an Archmage, Luthon, with he was a level 4 wizard with a Book of Hoeth and a Talisman of Preservation. His hero choice was a Lothern Sea Helm, Gagalagos. Shoot, I have no idea, but I think that's how you pronounce it. He was his BSB, and he had the Armor of Kaldor. His core consisted of 4 units of 15 archers with a musician. 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, 4 units of archers with a musician. His special choices were, or his special choice was the biggest brick of White Lions I had ever played against in the history of my Warhammer career. 46 White Lions. That is not a typo, and I am not stuttering. 46 White Lions with full command and the Banner of the World Dragon. Literally like 8 pounds worth of White Lion models on a movement tray that was bending. It was a sight. It's right there in the background of the picture, in this army list thing, but holy gods. I didn't know what I was going to do against this thing. His rare choices were 2 Great Eagles and 4 Bolt Throwers. These are my spells, 3 from Metal, 2 from Zinch, and 1 from the Beast. And these are his spells, basically just the 4 high magic spells from his his Archmage. Here's deployment. I didn't really know what to do. I was trying to place kind of sporadically so that he couldn't figure out where he was going to put his huge, space shuttle sized White Lion brick with all of his characters inside of it. So I put my knights on one hill, put my warriors away over a little bit. I put the skull crushers kind of towards the middle. I put my, my demon prince over, my mutalith over. I had no idea where he was putting that unit. So In the end, when he put him over on his left flank, I was okay with it, but I knew my warriors were staying put. They were going to be my bait. I was going to use the dogs. I figured they'd get shot at the table with, what is it, 60 shots just from archers alone. I knew the dogs' lives were measured in seconds. So the knights and the skull crushers were going to go on archer and bolt thrower duty, just try to take those guys out. And then I got final transmutation thanks Zinch, and that was my goal. Use that spell on the White Lions as much as humanly possible, because obviously he had the Banner of the World Dragon. We did exchange lists prior to this game. My opponent handed me his list, so I handed him mine. I kind of looked it over real quick. I really didn't read it. I should have, but I knew where the Banner of the World Dragon was. So yeah, that was my plan, and the chariot was going to either deal with that little unit of archers on his left flank, or try to get a flank on the White Lions and just do as much damage as he could before he got obliterated. Here's my opponent's right flank. There's his from left to right. There's his first unit of archers, two of his bolt throwers, another unit of his archers, and another set of bolt throwers. I think you got, yeah, just the one. Here's his center, left to right. There's his third brick of archers on the other side of the forest there. Right next to them is his last bolt thrower. There's the huge brick of White Lions with all three of his characters, General, level 4 Wizard, and his BSB in there. And right next to them is his last unit of archers. On his left flank here, kind of hidden behind the castle tower thing, you can just see like the tail feathers and the wing is his Great Eagles. Here's my right flank. There's Lord Tremendous on the right, my Zinch Cherry in the middle, and Saval on the left. Here's my center. From right to left, there's my Chaos Warriors with Berserk, my dogs, my Skull Crushers, and of course my Knights with my BSB. And my left flank consisted of the Beast, because really I just didn't want him to get shot off the table right away, so I put him behind the tower. Here's top of one after movement. Thank God I got to go first, and I just surged forward, because when you're looking at a shooty army, all you can do is just charge, get in there, and whatever survives gets into the archers and hopefully kills them. The only exception to that rule, well, there's a few actually, was my Beast. I kept him behind the tower. Once he's in within 18-inch range, he can fire off a spell at the archers or whatever he can get a hold of. And really the hope was either mess with their stats or get a spawn behind his ranks quick and early. That would have been awesome. The Knights, the Skull Crushers, and the Dogs ran up. The Dogs were just going to screen for anything they tried to shoot at my Skull Crushers. But I figured the Dogs were dead. My warrior stayed back because I was hoping that he would come at me with his unit of White Lions, because nobody looks at Khorne warriors with halberds and thinks, oh, there's no threat there. So I figured he would send his White Lions after the warriors, so I left them right where they were. The chariot moved around behind the hill there, because the hill actually blocks line of sight there, which actually a lot of people use. I think my gaming group is the only exception to that rule, really. Saval ran up a little bit to give him something to target, because with his toughness 5 and being just so that maybe one bolt thrower could see him, if they shot at Saval, then they shot at Saval. And my Demon Prince ran around the side there a long distance to give his bolt throwers something else to shoot at, because giving him a bunch of targets means, hopefully, unless he's a really skilled player or just knows the BS I'm trying to pull, with that many targets he might space out his shooting. You never know. During my magic phase, I throw Final Transmutation onto them, and I think I kill about 12 of the White Lions. And, of course, the Bubble Stupidity. Huge sigh of relief when that happened. I mean, look at how many are missing off that tray right now. I mean, he's got to move them out because he's got some unit fillers and stuff like that, which happens after this picture was taken. But huge to take out a dozen of them right off the bat. So that was really helpful. That's all that happens in my turn. So we go to bottom of 1, and as you can see, he moves forward a little bit. The huge brick of White Lions, now that they know that my Demon Prince has, well, he knew I had Final Transmutation, but now that he knows that I have the urge to use it and what it can do to him, he moves him up. Meanwhile, my Knights and my BSB get a Great Eagle right in front of them. I don't know if he thought they were frenzied or what. I think he was just trying to buy another round of shooting before my Knights got into him. And one of his bolt throwers is actually stupid, the one in the forest, because of the Final Transmutation, and it stumbles forward 6 inches. So that's huge. That's actually within range of my Skull Crushers. So I was going to send the dogs into something else and just get my Skull Crushers into that bolt thrower. Other than that, everything else just kind of repositions to get ready to shoot. There's a better picture of the bolt thrower. That was stupid. And real quick, before we get too much further into this, with the close-ups especially, really take a look at this guy's models. It's a beautiful high elf army, and y'all know how like racist towards elves I am if you've watched any of my reports against elves. But really beautiful models. Take a minute and really appreciate it. I got some really good close-ups further along, but yeah, this guy's got some talent. I don't know if he painted his army or not, but if he did, hey dude, well done. All right, enough verbal. In his magic phase, he gets Arcane Unforging off on my BSB and destroys my Helm of Many Eyes, as well as causes him to bleed from his eyes. So yeah, that sucks. The resulting miscast from that, it's a miscast 6, but he's fine. The Banner of the World Dragon actually stops, since miscasts are magical wounds. The what's it called? The Banner of the World Dragon actually stops it from hurting him. It wasn't hard for him to roll a bunch of 2-ups. During his magic phase, just as I kind of figured was going to happen, his archers take out my dogs, which was actually a big mistake in my opinion. He kills 4 of them. The remaining dog flees because, you know, he's leadership 5, which I believe was a mistake. You should have left the dogs alone because they were blocking my Skullcrusher's charge into that bolt thrower in the forest. Which now is wide open, and you're damn straight I'll charge my cav into a forest. I have no problem with that. However, he's not that dumb. He does concentrate some fire into the Skull Crushers and does 4 wounds to him with no armor save. So it was multiple bolt thrower shots. But yeah, it was still a viable unit though. So we go to top of 2 after movement, and with everything going on, my Mutalith peeks around the tower a little bit to give his bolt thrower something else to shoot at other than my Skull Crushers and my Knights, who are exposing a flank a little bit. My Knights charge into the Greater Eagle because, hey, if you're nice enough to give me a sacrifice, I'll be nice enough to murder it. My dogs fail to rally and continue to flee, and I'll just let you know right now, spoiler alert, the dogs don't rally and they flee off the table. Meanwhile, my warriors continue to stay right where they're at because I want him to think, what are the warriors doing back there just waiting? And they're waiting for the opportunity to charge White Lions. I'm pretty sure he figured that out, but just in case, I wanted him to have to sweat that. My chariot jumps up on the hill so he can see in case he has to charge. Saval runs up to try to get some magic off on his archers. And my Demon Prince runs up to give his archers a flank shot at him if they're feeling froggy. And to get closer to his force and stuff like that. And to stay, you know, with this forward arc for final transmutation into White Lions. There's a better picture of my knights getting ready to kill a bird. And there's a better picture of my Skull Crushers getting ready to kill a bolt thrower that's stupid and couldn't do anything but stand there, which I think that's all I could do anyway. However, if you notice, one of my Skull Crushers is now carrying 2 wounds. Why, you ask? Because they ran headfirst into a frickin' tree, that's why. Stupid-ass Crushers. But what can you do? During the magic phase, my beast gets his spell off on the closest unit of archers and makes them stupid, as well as killing 4 of the archers, which is outstanding. Yeah, he kills 4 of them and makes them stupid. I was very happy about that. In combat, without any problem at all, the Knights and the BSB are able to kill the Great Eagle. We do not overrun because we don't have to, and we turn to face the bolt throwers because I need to kill them. In the combat phase over here, my Skull Crushers easily kill off the Bolt Thrower, and when they overrun into the archers, the archers panic when the Bolt Thrower gets killed within 6. They flee, they get away, my Skull Crusher moves through the forest, the other one runs into yet another tree and dies. I really don't like Skull Crushers. I know everybody else does, and there's nothing wrong with the unit, I just can't stand them. But that's just me. But that's where everybody ends up, and we go to bottom of 2. And right here, as you can see, the White Lions actually tried to charge the flank of my Knights. They needed a 10 to do it, and he rolled like a 6 or a 7. He fell very far short, so I was okay with that. I'm not going to lie to you. I was very much okay with that. I stayed because it was a gamble. I didn't think he was going to roll a 10 on 2d6, but whoo, my heart was beaten. I had to sit down after he failed that one. Other than that, his archers rally that fled earlier, and they turn to face the Skull Crusher and kind of accept it. The other archers just kind of maneuver to get ready to deal with stuff because now I'm in his deployment area. There's a better picture where his White Lions end up after the failed charge. Oh yeah, I forgot. His unit of elves on his left flank charged the flank of my Demon Prince. It shocked me a little bit, but it is what it is. During his magic phase, he gets Arcane Unforging off of my BSB yet again, and I don't even know if he destroys my Dawnstone or not because he kills my BSB, so it doesn't even matter. During combat, my Demon Prince is able to kill 5 or 6 of the elves. They're able to do nothing to him. They're steadfast and they stick around. Clever, but I'll kill a unit. That's fine. My Demon Prince needed to keep trying to cast Final Transmutation as it is. So we go to top of 3 after movement, and as you can see, there's been a little bit. I fail some charges here. Saval charges the bolt thrower on the distance there and fails. My knights try to charge the bolt throwers, the tag team right there, and fail. And the beast charges into the flank of the archers on his right flank and actually makes it because they're stupid and they couldn't flee. So that was pretty cool. Meanwhile, my chariot falls back behind the hill so that he can't be shot at. And Saval, he wasn't supposed to fail that charge, so I was like, well, Saval, you're on your own. Good luck. There's a better picture of Saval's failed charge. Here's a better picture of the Knight's failed charge. Those bastards. They had no reason to fail this. I rolled like a 2 and 2 1s. It was ridiculous. However, the Beast, always loved the Beast. He slams into the unit that's stupid and is going to just murderlate them. Oh, yep, and the Skull Crusher that survived slams into the archers that rallied and actually passes dangerous terrain check. Lo and behold. During my magic phase, the beast gets his spell off on the bolt thrower and the closest bolt thrower, and while I'm not able to actually wound it because it's toughness 7, I am able to raise their attack by 1 and lower their ballistic skill by 1. And anytime you can screw with a War Machine's ballistic skill that requires its ballistic skill, it's a good day. Gotta love my beast. During my magic phase, I try to cast Zinja's Firestorm on the archers, and it deviates perfectly to miss everything. And then we go into combat, and the beast eats up a few of them, actually. I rolled a little low against the archers, but they weren't able to do anything to me. They're steadfast, they stay, but they're not shooting, and the beast isn't being shot at, so it's a win-win. Over here, I'm able to put 4 wounds off on the archers and take 1 for my trouble, which is actually kind of embarrassing. But we do end up winning this or I end up winning this combat, and of course they're steadfast and stick around. Over here, my Demon Prince only kills a few of the elves. A little frustrating. I'm like, get off me already. I do end up winning the combat, and they're steadfast and they stick around. So we go to bottom of 3 after movement, and you're looking at it. For the most part, nothing. The Great Eagle, I believe here is where my opponent makes a mistake. Not saying that he did for sure, it looked like it to me. His Great Eagle moves up and intervenes between the White Lions and my Corn Warriors, which I had no problem with because I had no intention of charging the White Lions. I was starting to get a little nervous that they were getting within charge range of my Chaos Warriors. I was thinking about backing them up. And then when the Great Eagle was standing there, I was like, well, as long as I don't fail my Frenzy check, I'm not going anywhere, and the Eagle's going to stop him from charging me. That's awesome. So that was cool. Meanwhile, his White Lions do come up a little bit. And other than that, the archers and the bolt throwers just kind of align to get better shots at stuff. I'm sorry. During his, he did charge my knights. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Kind of a lot happened over the weekend, so give me a break. But the knights do get charged by the White Lions, and they were too close. He needed like a 7 to hit me, so I fled. And it's a damn good thing that I fled because he rolled like an 8 or a 9. So I flee, my guys go through that tower, and one of my knights runs face first into it and explodes. So that was unfortunate, but not a surprise. They do get away at least. During his magic, he gets Arcane Forging off again on my Exalted Hero, and he ends up taking a wound, and I think he loses his Dragon Helm. Either Dragon Helm, well, he loses something. I don't remember exactly what. I'm pretty sure it was the Dragon Helm. The resulting miscast 6 is not a big deal. He loses some magic dice, and that's it. During the shooting phase, I lose a couple of Chaos Warriors. Not a big deal, but, you know, he's whittling me down like I'm whittling him down. And in combat, my Demon Prince has finally had enough, kills all but 3 of the archers, and they flee, and since they're below 25%, I don't even bother pursuing. I'm going after other fish. During combat over here, I kill another 4 or 5 of the archers. When combat, they're steadfast and stick around. And over here, the beast gets a hold of all but 3 of the archers. They say, the hell with this, try to flee. And the beast says, where the mother F are you going? I am not letting you get away. Unfortunately, the beast ends up like within the or within like an inch of the bolt thrower that's like breathing down his neck. So I'm thinking he's probably dead. But one of the bolt throwers, the one that's currently turned and looking away from him, this one right here, is panicked by the unit broke within 6. So that's cool. So here's top of 4 after movement, and as you can see, I have moved. The chariot once again comes back up on the hill. My warriors pass their frenzy check and don't have to worry about charging the eagle, so they don't have to worry about getting into the charge or having to overrun into the white lions. My demon prince moves up because I know it's coming soon. I know I'm going to have to deal with these white lions. I've got everything positioned that I can, and so like I said, my Demon Prince is getting ready to try to get Final Transmutation off one more time because that Eagle's going to move and the White Lions are going to have to be dealt with. Meanwhile, Saval makes his charge finally into the Bolt Thrower. My Knights rally and the Mulith charges a unit of archers that flee from him. Yeah, right there. My Beast fails his charge into those guys, which is a shame, which is a real shame. Saval, on the other hand, makes his charge, no problem. Finally gets a hold of that bolt thrower, which is good because I'm tired of getting shot by war machines. During the magic phase, the beast, although he failed his charge into the archers, he rolls his magic phase, or he rolls his spell, and my opponent lets it go off, and of course I roll a 6. A 6! 4 archers die and a spawn is brought in their place. Oh, I was happy. So the spawn shows up, and now he's sitting pretty right there. He's march blocking the white lions. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And to keep the good times going, I get final transmutation off on his white lions again, and I do 7 more wounds. Just glorious. His general actually failed his lookout, sir, but I didn't roll a 6, so you can't have your cake and eat it too, apparently. But it still felt pretty good. Over here in combat, my Skullcrusher kills all but 2 archers because he's just lost his mind. And I think they finally break, and he runs them down, ends up at the, what's it called, off the table. Saval in his combat is able to easily kill off the, the bolt thrower he was in combat with, and I overrun simply because I didn't want the archers charging into him, because right now he's leadership 6, and I didn't feel like losing a combat. So we go to bottom of 4 after movement, and as you can see, the Great Eagle has moved, and the White Lions are barreling down towards the Corn Warriors. There's nothing I can do. I have to charge him this next turn. There's just absolutely nothing I can do about it. During his shooting phase, he shoots up my spawn. Sorry, it's a blurry picture. It was the only one I had of it, but I wanted to show how the wound got put there. And then we go to top of 5. And like I said, now is do or die time. I've whittled him down the best I can. His support units are all but gone. All I can do is try to deal with these white lions. So the Chaos Warriors charge, the Chariot charges, and my Demon Prince goes in. And the only reason I sent my Demon Prince in, and trust me, I know it was a bad idea, was because there was no reason. I was worried that if my Warriors or if my Chariot broke from combat, that my Demon Prince would end up or that they would get run down. So my Demon Prince charging in there like that stops that from happening, because you have to kill the Demon Prince in order for that to happen. With the other Trickster Shard, I have a chance of doing some damage to him, because he has to re-roll all of his successful saves that my Demon Prince does to him. So that was the hope, but I had very little hope of the Demon Prince really contributing anything other than some combat res, stopping him from reforming, and of course saving my warriors and my chariot if they broke from combat. Meanwhile, the beast and Saval charge into that unit of archers that the beast made the spawn from, which is awesome. I'm sorry, not Saval, but the spawn. Saval runs her over to deal with some other stuff. Meanwhile, my knights finally get into combat with that bolt thrower over there, and I have my opponent move them in the base to base with the bolt thrower, and I don't even think about the overrun, so that's why they're positioned the way they are. Here's a better picture of the combat that's going to decide the game right here. If whoever wins this combat is going to win the game, bar none. There's a better picture of the beast and a little beast getting ready to just destroy those archers, and I'm fine with that. I hate elves. And there's a better picture of my knights slamming into my bolt thrower. And like I said, my opponent moved him totally fine. And after this combat was over, he did offer to allow me to reposition a knight so they could overrun or whatever. But it's my own fault for not noticing. My opponent was not trying to cheat or anything like that. He was a true, a good sport about the whole thing. He was like, hey, if you wanted to angle them so they can charge into the other bolt thrower, feel free. And I was like, nope, I should have noticed it. No freebies, and he didn't do anything wrong. This was, on me. I should notice how my stupid models are aligned, right? During the magic phase, I'm a little nervous. I'm starting to do the math, and I'm terrible at math, so I'm thinking that my warriors are going to need every advantage they can get, so I'm able to get glittering robes off on my warriors to give them the 2-up armor save, which isn't much, but it's better than what they had, which is nothing against White Lions. We go into combat, and my knights decimate the bolt thrower. No real surprise there. And then they turn to face the other bolt thrower. And in combat over here, these elves right here, all but 2 die. They need snakes to stay, and boom, they get it. 2 ones right there. No, I mean, that's exactly where he rolled them. Snake eyes. It's not game changing, but it does slow me down. And they were able to put a wound not only on the spawn, but on the beast. So that kind of sucked. But they stay, and we stick around for another round of combat. In combat, my Exalted Hero issues a challenge, and it's accepted by, I think, his general. I believe it was his general. He hits me and wounds me 3 times. I need 6s, 5s or 6s to save him. I need to make at least 2 of them because he's already carrying a wound from earlier Arcane and Forging. I roll 3 6s right there. I took pictures of the dice. It was in front of Zinch and everybody. I roll 3 6s and make all my armor saves. It was insane. Of course, Berserk rolls back and doesn't kill his general, but I think he put a wound on his general, and that was awesome. We do really well. I end up killing 4, 8, 10 White Lions. Which is just outstanding. I lose only a handful of warriors, maybe like 3, and I take a wound on my chariot, and that's it. I actually win by a landslide, but they're stubborn 9 with a reroll or 10 or whatever it is, so they're not going anywhere. So we go to bottom of 5 after movement, and for the most part, the eagle flies over to get in the way of the Skull Crusher from charging into the bolt thrower, and that's it. During his magic phase, I don't remember what spell he gets off. I think it was Hand of Glory. I'm not 100%. All I know for sure is that the White Lions now have a 5-up ward save because he was able to get a high alpha magic spell off, and the Anointed gives the unit a 6-up ward. During the combat, I basically kill another 10 or 11 White Lions. I lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more warriors. And my Exalted Hero, Berserk, does finally get killed by his general in our challenge. Not a surprise. He was on borrowed time anyway. But yeah, we get into this combat. We beat the crap out of them, and they are hanging on by a thread, which I'm very happy about. Over here in combat, while does end up dying, unfortunately, my beast and is able to finish off the archers, and that's excellent. So I secure those points. And then my Skull Crusher in the fight with the Great Eagle, they literally don't do anything to each other. They flub. And while I do win combat because I have a banner, or I'm sorry, he charged to my banner. So since neither of us know how to hum a tune, it's a stalemate. We sit there looking. I'm just like flapping my little banner at this big eagle that's confused. So we go to top of 6 after movement, and the knights go into the bolt thrower. The beast charges into the White Lions. It was a long distance shot, but I figured why not? Every little bit helps, and that was that. During my magic phase, I'm able to get glittering robes back off on the warriors, which has been huge. But the resulting miscast 6 ends up ending my magic phase. Not a huge big deal because I'm able to ward save the wound that it does to me, and he's able to ward save all the wounds it does to him. In combat over here, my knights are easily able to destroy the bolt thrower. They overrun into the eagle, And the combined arch or knights and skull crusher are easily able to finish off the flying chicken, and of course the skull crusher and the knights just kind of stay where they're at. In combat over here, it was brutal. Just brutal. My beast ends up taking 2 wounds before he can do anything and dies, which was a tragedy. It really was. My demon prince ended up even taking a wound. But the chariot and the warriors, oh my god! I was going after his BSB because the idea was, he fails. I beat him in combat and he rolls a 10, 11, or 12. He flees. I'm chasing with everything, and his banners are gone. So banner of the world dragon my ass. But instead of doing that this round, I targeted his white lions exclusively and was able to kill all of them off. So he was no longer stubborn. He broke. His BSB died, and I was able to run down his general and his level 4 archmage. And that's I got him. I got him. I lost the beast, which sucks, but I got the rest of them, and so I'm not going to play the music. The beast dying was fitting, I guess. I shouldn't have charged him in. But there you go. There's the end of the game right there. All the elves are dead, and most of the chaos stuff is still alive. We're bleeding, but we're still alive. So, yeah, hell of a way to have the pregame warm-up to the GT, huh? But we'll get to the recap in a minute, because right now it's time for a quick timeout. Tokens, fellas. Tokens, tokens, tokens. Wound counters, augment markers, hex markers, every status, ailment, and effect you can think of, from not being able to move to the lore attributes to the lore hexes and bonuses that they provide. Everything that you can think of that you could need a marker for, that we use dice for. Token Grail makes the tokens. Send her an email, tell her what you need. Any gaming system, from Magic the Gathering to Infinity to Malifaux to 40k to Fantasy, whatever you need tokens for, she will make them, and they come out they're flawless. Look at them. They're the glass beads. They magnify the words in the picture, so they're really easy to see from the tabletop and everything like that. They're a lot more accurate than dice, and they're dirt cheap, guys. She sells them for less than $10 a kit. Dirt cheap prices, solid gold quality. Totally worth it. Send her an email, get yourself some tokens. The only request that I make is that if you are overseas, if you're outside of America, before you send her an email, you have to understand that shipping prices are through the roof. So as long as you're okay with paying like $30+ shipping fees, don't send her an email, because it's just going to waste both your times. But if you are in America or you don't mind high shipping fees, then by all means send her an email, get yourself some tokens. Totally worth it. So, as you saw, it was a victory for Lord Tremendous. No elf was left alive, except for the few that Lord Tremendous let flee off the table. The Warriors cast ended up losing my BSB, Berserk, the Warhounds, and the Beast. High Elves ended up losing everything. So yeah, my racist side was sated. That huge brick of 50 elves, white lions with Banner of the World Dragon. Yeah, thank you, Final Transmutation, because I had no answer for that unit otherwise. I mean, maybe if I took 7 chariots and they all charged at the same time and made it, but yeah, I had no idea what I was going to do against that unit had I not gotten Final Transmutation. It would have just been too much. It was a fun little game, though. It was a cool store. I really liked their local store, T-Shirt Explosion. Very cool store. It had like 5 or 6 tables, tons of product. I ended up buying Festus while I was there. Just a really cool situation, really cool place, real cool people. Like, you know how you walk in and you're kind of like, you feel like an outsider or something like that? No, it didn't feel like that at all. Everybody was like everyone at our store. It was kind of cool. First time I'd ever seen a High Elf Death Star like that. Never would have had a chance if I didn't have Final Transmutation. But it was a cool thing to see, and to be honest with you, fighting Holy Death's Dark Elf Witches Death Star with his 25 witches with the cauldron, which really makes him almost a 40-man unit. That helped me a lot to learn how to dance around him and how to deal with him. But wow, White Lions and Band of the World Dragon and all that stuff, it's just I almost kind of would prefer the Death Star Witch Elves because at least they don't get a 2-up ward against magical attacks. But yeah, that was a brutal, brutal army, and I was very happy that I was able to do so well against it. But he was a cool opponent, real cool guy, real stand-up guy. It was a great game and a real cool environment. I was really happy that I was able to get a game against him. He was a lot of fun, and I hope next time, if I ever see him at a GT, we can get yet another one. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for this battle report, number 91. We're coming up on these on number 100 fast, and I'm thinking of maybe I don't know. I'm gonna try to think of something to do for 100 or maybe like 101, something clever, or I'm gonna screw it up. Either way, it should be something memorable. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. Certainly will welcome any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints you might have about it in the comment section below. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. I'm pretty much done. So thanks.